What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus Ally gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're going to do some Disgaea 6 Complete. Now, I just did that also on the Steam Deck OLED, and it handled it great, looked excellent on that OLED screen, and this screen is still really good for an IPS, so I have a feeling it'll be really good on here too, and it'll probably do 120 FPS as well. So, there's only one way to find out though, and that's to hop on in and see if it even runs. So far I haven't had any problems with any of the Disgaeas on here. Well, no, I think on the first one, there was a slight resolution problem, but I got around it, got it working. Wasn't an issue, like a real issue anyway. But, in any case, let's not waste any more time, and let's get ourselves hooked up to that capture computer. Here we go with the settings here for the Ally. We're just gonna do 1080p, I'm sure it can handle that. It might not be able to do 120 FPS once we unplug it from the capture computer, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Things usually limit it to 60 on this, even though the dang thing's a freaking 120 Hz 4K, I believe. Capture card. So, anyway though, let's get into the game, shall we? Here we are at the beginning of the game. And at 1080p, I can already tell you it's a lot crisper when you have it all blown up like this. But I'm curious what it'll look like on the actual screens of the thing. Half the time it's almost indistinguishable. Unless you put them side by side, and then you can obviously tell the 1080p is a smidgen sharper for sure. My basic argument is half the time it's just not worth it to go up to 1080p on a lot of the newer AAA titles just because you get such bad frame rates. Or not any better than what the Steam Deck can do. Though you can do it at the same-ish frame rate with slightly higher settings, so that's at least cool. But I think me and a lot of people, when the Ally came out and the way the reviewers were showing it off, showed that it was doing like almost all games at like 50 to 60 FPS. And then you get it and it's like, okay, wow, this thing's having trouble playing games at like old games at 60. But it's gotten a lot better with lots of updates. It was probably just growing pains, just like the Steam Deck sucked when it came out for me. I remember even the operating system was laggy before when I first got mine. And I was like, I think the 4th round of deliveries, so it had already been out for a while and had a bunch of updates. So I can only imagine what the people that like were the first wave of shipments. I wonder what they had to deal with, you know? So I'm glad that this thing's gotten a lot better. And I'm hoping my Alienware M18 with that 7900M also gets better with updates. It's pretty decent now. It doesn't blue screen or do anything goofy anymore. I just am a little irritated that a $3,000 laptop can't use the latest AMD drivers without shenanigans. I'll at least be happy it's not black screening anymore. But waiting 30 seconds to a minute for your game to launch while your computer's frozen isn't exactly awesome. So that's why I just went back to September's drivers, and now it doesn't take long to launch games anymore. It's just instantaneous like it should be. It might like freeze up for like a microsecond or two, which is still a little ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is. I'll take that over what it was doing before. Anyway, though, let's keep on attacking these people. Although it's controlling it, not me. At this point. And this game, when you have unlimited FPS-wise, and if you want 60, you kind of have to leave it on not 25 watts, but you can't quite go down to 10. It was dropping a little bit at 10, under 60. At least hooked up to the capture computer. Maybe it wouldn't have done that if I hadn't been hooked up to the capture computer. Sometimes capture computer can add weird things in, usually by limiting the frame rates to 60. Some things just don't like that. Yeah, as you can already see, we're already close to only being at 90% battery. I think we started at 98. And obviously I would do that battery conditioning stuff where it limits its charge to 80, but with how much battery this thing sucks up when I do these videos, I really just can't do that. I wouldn't even have enough time to do most of the AAA videos. Half the time I'm finishing with my like 20% limit. I don't really like going below 20% battery on things. Because if I'm going to constantly charge them up to 100, I'm not also going to put them all the way down to 0 and just doubly screw the battery, you know? Although, for all I know, all that doesn't even matter anymore. That just used to be how batteries used to be. So I just tend to keep that same mentality with all the new stuff, even if it might not be warranted. It doesn't hurt to be careful with your stuff, though, or at least somewhat careful. Obviously, if I was being super careful, I would just keep plugging it back in and having to pause making my video and only have it charge up to like 80% battery or something. Alright, so it looks like it's my turn to take control. So let's go move. Let's see, this time let's attack the one on the left this time. And if I remember correctly, we can just... Oops, nope, not that. Oh, damn it, I had the wrong button. Oh well, he'll punch a bunch of them afterwards. He's so overpowered and whatever is going on here. I don't know if this is a dream or like what happens at the end of the game kind of thing or what. Pretty sure it's a dream because I remember like slightly after we get done with all this, he kind of like wakes up. And that makes me think, okay, he was just imagining being this strong, but haven't played much more than that out of the game, so I can't be making those claims, you know? Thunder Rush. Anyway, though, let's move on now. Alright, here we go with some camera recorded gameplay, and unfortunately it can't quite hit that 120 FPS mark. And I like using that better. Alright, let's move there. There we go. Let's see if we have any more of those weird times where it dropped down to like 30 FPS and 46 FPS ones. But I think that was just the game fighting with it, trying to get up to its 120 FPS, not liking being limited to 60 or something like that. Who knows? But that definitely happened. Actually, let's do another special. Why the hell not? Execute. All right. And that's the end of that battle.
大暗黒議会の門番にしては大したことなかったな。お前が強くなりすぎたのだ、Z。それにしても。
Alright, looks like we can at least get 120 when we're just in, you know, this kind of area, but I mean, it's basically just a static picture, so I would hope so.
さあ、覚えてねえな。脳みそ腐ってるし、もう忘れたぜ。悲しみを乗り越えて変わったか。おい、クソ犬。そのことに。そうだ。おっと、見えてきたぞ。えい！破壊神の情報はまだつかめんのか？破壊神が行方をくらませてから早数日。あの化け物、これほど長い間、破壊神はどこへ行ったのだ？一体何が起きている？教えてやろうか？なんだ貴様らは。大暗、まったくこんな小汚いゾンビが紛れ込むと。彼らなら今頃いい夢を見て。
But he did. But he did.
一体何者だ？
前らが血眼になって探してる破壊神。あいつ
な破壊神を倒したら雑魚なら門番レベル990そんなものはトリックだ。この魔王イバールと大暗黒議会に集う最強の破壊神を倒したというのが嘘だと証明されたら即座に処刑してやるからな。
お前らが俺を処刑するだと。
なんだと。
そう、俺はただのゾンビだ。そのただのゾンビがどうやって最強の破壊神を倒したのか。第1話、輪廻のドラマ剣。
Quite the lengthy Chapter 1 title.
はい、いつまで。起きたか。運のいいやつだ。
下品なクソ犬ね。まともな起こし方
してみたさ。噛んだり蹴ったり燃やしてみたり、みじん切りにすりおろしも。
俺の体を何だと思ってるんだ。
A zombie?
腐った肉かい。
それはお前も一緒だろうが。まあいい。それ
いつものごとく破壊の真っ最中。
そう。じゃあ
待てセット。最強の破壊神との
Yes, it is time to get prepared. So there's our general store. I have a general on this. And weirdly enough, this was the only Disgaea with mixed reviews. I think people were complaining it was short and too easy. Like apparently you could just put it on auto or whatever. That was some of the complaints anywhere in the Steam stuff, but I figured, well, I got all the rest of them. I might as well try it out too, you know? So, can't quite get 120 in here either, but at least we're in the 90s. Anyway, though, I think that's plenty of camera recorded gameplay, so why don't we go wrap this video on up? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Disgaea 6 Complete on the Asus Ally, and it handled it pretty well. When it was hooked up to the capture repeater, it dropped down to 30 and 40 a couple times, but I think that was just the game being weird with the capture card and trying to limit the FPS to 60 and all that kind of stuff, because we never had a problem with it ever since we turned it to handheld mode. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You're gonna get anywhere from like 70 to like 100 and something FPS while you're playing. Now this game does use up quite a bit of power though when you're doing that. So you're not gonna get no 4 or 5 hours of battery life anymore like you could with the earlier 2D sprite games. This one's probably only gonna be like the usual 45 minutes to maybe an hour, something like that. Maybe a little over an hour if you have like the screen brightness down, or you limit the TDP, obviously. You limit the TDP down to like 10 though, you're not going to be getting 60 even anymore probably. Should have tested that out, but I figured when I saw it taking up that much wattage in the start menu, I was like, okay, nope, I think we'll just leave it alone. So anyway though, that is all I got for you guys for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out guys.